Yeah, no, no.
Yeah. So we're going to look at Elasticsearch, and there's
Mhm.
a Rust client, which is why it's somewhat interesting. But to understand how to use the client, we have to understand how to like use
What
Elastic, what Elasticsearch
Elasticsearch?
is. Yeah.
Something searching.
So if we just search Elasticsearch, we can see that it's a search engine based on the scene library. It provides distributed, multi-tenant capable full-text search engine with HTTP web interfaces and schema-free JSON documents. It's developed in Java. Blah.
Okay.
Um, so if we go to this, have you heard of Kibana?
No.
So um, a lot of people who do the what's that team called? Um, infrastructure team, the sort of DevOps ops teams, operations. Um,
Hmm.
they will use Elasticsearch to look at all the logs that are being produced on all the servers and stuff. If you look, and
Wait.
Kibana is the
So,
tool. Sorry,
so, like in your company?
no, in my previous one we did, but
Uh,
let's say all the servers are logging all the stuff, and you want to find um, specific logs from a specific server. It will They use this web interface, which runs with Elasticsearch to do like specific queries to say like give me all the queries from this servers, with a dot star, and you can filter it down to this specific service by um, getting it to parse the strings of the logs and saying, I want this service for application A, and then it'll give you all of those things, and you can keep doing it. So all of the troubleshooting that they do can be streamlined to a very fast search system, and it's built for like companies or applications that run on so many different places and can get very, very complex.
hmm.
So this client of Elasticsearch, which is in Rust, allows you to um, be able to run Elasticsearch queries in an asynchronous way so that it can just go and fetch I think it uses Tokio um, in the
Mm.
underlying stuff. So it would be good
Yeah,
to
that would be interesting to experience
mm,
async in the.
yeah, you can see it here. So it's got like this async fn main
Hmm.
instead of a main, and we've yet to see like Tokyo um, stuff. But maybe we could. I mean, one thing is like we could. Yeah. So in order for us to get this, we actually have to get an Elasticsearch server, which in this case they're pointing to this, which is running. I think if we look at say Docker Elastic Search, maybe there's like a Docker thing that I can install that will just give me access to that. Elasticsearch official Docker images. So this is official images. It doesn't actually. Uh, right.
Doesn't do what?
Oh, that was just like a documentation on official images in Docker. Do you
Oh,
know
right. Docker.
Docker? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the. I just like went here, which is not what I wanted, but I'm not sure if.
The strange
Uh,
thing
uh,
for it to link to.
mm, so I can install it, but I honestly think that that will be more effort at the moment. What we should maybe look at is Tokyo and async
Right.
main and writing
Okay.
something in
Yeah, I mean, that's more
Rust.
make sense, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Do you have Tokyo installed?
Do I have what?
Do you have Tokyo installed?
Well, I'll just have to create a new project and install it. So let's do that. So let's go to
Yeah.
code,
Hmm.
Rust, make cargo new Tokyo play Tokyo Osaka. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have cargo. That's
What?
um
What?
yeah.
Oh, is this after updating?
Yeah, this is because I switched my shell to be I do have it. All I need to do is go cargo bin. I just put that in my path. Export path equals path. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. Cargo new Tokyo Osaka.
Osaka.
Cargo run. So we need to add what to our cargo toml? Maybe just look at the examples, probably better. And the cargo toml. So they use these. Oh, do you know the difference between dev dependencies and dependencies?
I think dev dependencies, it's if you're working on a project, like one of these packages, and you're a developer on it, you might need more tools to like compile and run tests and stuff. But if you're just using it as a third-party library, you don't need all those things.
Oh, okay.
Like the same thing exists in NPM.
Yeah, I know about it in
like
NPM,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the release,
I mean,
you would have less
I'm
things.
just making assumptions.
That's fair enough. I just thought you might know. But yeah, I know about dev dependencies in Node and how release is different to developer dependencies.
Yeah. It tends to be like testing tools that is the difference.
Right. So if we just look at the example that they supply, let's just look at Hello World. It's probably a good one to start with.
TCV stream.
What? Cargo build.
Unable to update. Failed to read. Cargo tunnel. Failed to read. Why? What's the error?
Oh, because this is using a relative path. Yeah. So I should just go like that. What?
Not allowed to be async.
Okay. Maybe we should read
I feel like we should see the first error, because I think the subsequent errors are because something else didn't work. Yeah, it doesn't know what Tokyo is.
But I thought I installed it. It looks like it's not installing it. So
Yeah.
do I? How do you? Maybe I should get rid of it. Maybe it's because it's in this and I'm not doing it correctly.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah,
if it's dev dependencies, maybe you build it in a different way. How do you build?
Yeah, maybe we should just see what is dev dependency actually. Yeah, in that example, like, why is it a dev dependency? It's an actual dependency.
Because in their official repository, they are using it just for testing, I guess. So it's not really dependency in their actual crate. It's like just for testing.
I thought it was an example. Like it shouldn't even be in there, crate. Or
All
maybe not.
right. And it still didn't work.
Oh wait, no, I see what you mean. So that example's inside the Tokio crates,
Yeah, that's right.
and you're using it as a library. You don't want to import anything yet.
Look at that. It's in. Oh, you know what? Maybe you don't need Tokyo because it's already in IO or something.
Maybe.
So confused. How do you do this?
Yeah. What's the latest on Rust async?
Yeah. Wait. Mm, where would you find the latest? This is the async keyword. Is a keyword from, yeah, it is available from stable Rust 1.39, Rust C version. I have
That
it.
it says there's a book, async book. Here we go.
Hmm.
Here we go.
So
Okay.
maybe we don't need those Tokyo stuff right now.
Yeah, maybe Rust has like consumed Tokyo's bits and made it out of language.
So what if we just go,
I think we should just follow one of these examples about Rust async.
yep, okay. Why asynchronous code? I think we know why. So this one is showing you how to do the thread, multi-threading, which we can run. Might as well just run this, see if it works.
Yeah. You want that you want that plugin that would do your imports automatically.
Hmm. Yeah, how do you use thread? I think it's from SCD Sync, right?
Not sure.
Thread Rust. Threads. I don't see it in here.
Maybe just search Rust thread spawn
SCD threads.
ST.
Right.
Okay. And then download.
Oh, let's just like print line or something.
Yeah, all right. Needs the bang.
Yep. I'm playing Ragtime
Ooh, oh,
in the
okay.
background. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know how I have that.
I have a weird thing with ragtime. Like, I like it, but I can't stand it as background music. It's just so annoying to do it too much.
uh,
But if you focus on it, it's nice. But if you don't, it's really annoying.
right. um, okay, so that worked. Cool. So let's go
Cool.
back to our async thing.
Download async.
Yep. So when you run multiple tasks, however, this comes with some limitations. There's a lot of overhead switching threads. Even when a thread just sits, nothing uses up valuable resource. There are costs. These are the costs that asynchronous code is designed to eliminate. Rewrite the function above using async.await notation, which allows us to run multiple tasks at once without creating multiple threads. Okay. What if I just do that? And how do I get the download async?
Yeah, why don't they say where this stuff comes from? Or maybe it's example code and just like
Right.
pseudocode.
Yeah, let's just put the print lines in there. Oh, but these are asyncs themselves.
Yeah, they're meant to return futures. Yeah, we need a real function.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that the end of this page?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it returns a future. That's the key thing. This just talks about, okay, here's the primer. You need futures.
Oh.
Okay. That's a bit weird that they have it available as keywords, but you can't.
Yeah, what?
That's kind of weird. Let's just kind of see futures in Rust. Is that actually not part of the...
It's a crate, yeah.
But it's not part of STD.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, well, let's just go with this thingy. To create an asynchronous function, use fn syntax, fn do something. Here we go. So block on future. You wouldn't call await this? Why do you do block on? What's block on?
Maybe they're just going over concepts and future
Right.
is just part of. Like, I assume future is pretty much the same as a promise. And maybe they'll later turn it into async await. Yeah, because like with async await keywords in JavaScript, it's probably better to understand promises first.
Okay, why is this not working? Okay, it works. Cool. It's just that this doesn't like it. That sucks. Like the Sublime thing doesn't know how to figure out that this is a... Oh, that's kind of annoying. So we were able to use the async fn notation. A value that this returns is a future. So this do something is returning a future. It'd be cool to see like what this probably is not indicative of. Yeah.
The mouse was saying
Call future. So if we look at that crate, we can see future trait, which we saw this was a implementation of core future. A future extension. Nice. And then ready. Then
it's core. What is core? Is that different to standard?
Yeah, can I go to this? No.
I think in your Rust, in like the main Rust docs, you can just search that type core colon future.
In here?
At the maybe yeah. Is there a way to go to like the general Rust docs? happening. Yeah, and if you, yeah, or future, future, future. If you actually type the whole thing in, I think I might understand. There we go.
Wait, so if it's in core, why do I need to install this future thing?
That's plural. So it's like probably some helper methods around this stuff. This is my guess.
So this is
Because
the
we can
block
also
on
do
function.
executor.com.
So
Yeah.
I reckon if we just remove that, this would work.
Yeah, yeah,
But we just weren't blocking on this.
yeah.
So we get back this future thing, which if we look
Mm-hmm.
at the, yeah, this is that trait, future.
Mm.
Poll, the future represents asynchronous computation. The poll method attempts to resolve the future into its final value. The method does not block if the value is not ready. Instead, the current task is scheduled to be broken up when it's possible to make further progress by polling again. The context passed to the poll method can provide a waker, which is a handle for the current task. Okay. So if we call poll, what's an example of this? Come on,
It
really?
returns a number of things.
Yeah, like how do we debug this to see what we get here? Like what happens if I just debug print this? I want to see
Yeah, just call it.
your child.
Oh no, there's no debug. Sad.
But yeah. So can you call poll?
Mm.
But then how do you call it? You call it with context. I don't know what that is.
Mm.
Yeah, they need examples.
I
But
reckon the thing we're going through, it might end up good. Like this is taking the approach of like usable stuff, and the thing we're looking at is like the complicated guts of how async
yeah.
works in Rust.
So they were saying in the async FN you can call .await to wait for completion of for another type that implements future trait. And how do they? What's an example? Do they show how they do that? Yeah, .await on the other async. So if this is an async FN, can we just call .await on it?
Good question.
Oh, because this is not an async function. So I just make this async FN main.
Yeah,
Main is not allowed to be async. Consider
I guess
using this.
we
Yeah.
gotta put it in a main function.
But if you put it in another function, like fn main, fn,
Hmm.
so fn, you can't do this though. You can have the same name, right?
No,
No,
no.
main 2. And then you would call main 2.
Yeah.
Await is not a method called move parentheses. Fair enough. Wait, what? Hmm. So we didn't get the hello world.
Yeah, I assume main exited before the print thing
Yeah.
happened.
So if we, how do you sleep?
Or is that,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you
Yeah.
need an executor to actually make it actually go. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I'm just sort of like guessing at the moment, but if we look at this, yep. So in this case, I have 3, and one way to do this is to block on these individually, or they can call
Mm-hmm.
a wait. And in this case, they have this futures join thing, which is like await, but they do it all concurrently. That's nice.
So that's premise does all.
And then in their fn main, they call this, maybe we need this. That's why they use this block on. So,
Yeah.
so if we go futures block on, is that how you do it?
Futures executor.
Yeah, and that's what you were saying. You need executor. And it keeps saying that because maybe I need non-zero. I don't know. Block on main 2. Unresolved. Okay. Doesn't like it. Like, doesn't like that it's no, there is. Oh, it did. It just didn't like it in here. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So it did block on. Cool.
Cool. Okay.
So we can use futures, joins, join, or block on. So we use futures join to do promises.all. We can execute stuff from non-async functions by calling block on potentially, so that it does execute the async part, which is nice. I like that.
So that way we have a little bit more control than JavaScript does.
Yeah.
When you call an async function, you're kind of setting this thing up, and then block on will actually wait for it to finish.
Yeah.
As well as maybe getting started.
Okay, so this example, they're going to create an HTTP server.
Oh, cool.
Hyper, which is something that has service, make service fn body client requests. Okay, so that's their HTTP client.
Look at that nested use. Such a tree.
All right, so their request serve takes a parameter, which is the request body, returns a result with the response body or a hyper error. Always return successful with a response containing a body with a friendly greeting. Sure. Run server. Takes the socket address. And then server bind. So this is a function call which is not asynchronous. Oh, sorry. They have this asynchronous
async
lambda. Wow. Which is going to. So there's an async block. It's an async block that returns this okay. Yeah.
And okay. Yeah.
So this service fn converts a closure into a type which implements the make service trait. That closure must return a type that implements the service trait. So the service.
Really confusing.
Yeah.
Why are there like 4 levels of conversion happening? Wow.
Jesus.
How about just take a lambda?
Yep. If we have this error, then we call serve future. What's serve? Oh, this thing. Dot await. Huh? What? Why do they call it with dot await and then this? I'm confused.
Serve future.
Yeah. Is this thing?
If it wait for the serves, complete serving, or exit with an error. Okay. So the wait will then have it return, like I mentioned, it's that like it's going to return the result.
Yeah.
and if it returns an error, it does the if branch. If not, it won't.
Oh, sorry, yeah, this if let is checking whether it's returning the error. Yeah, sorry. No, I get you. Yeah, so this is the
It's a
pattern
little
matching.
backwards because it does show future await and then does the
Yeah,
and all that.
no, that makes sense. Yeah. So it's like getting the thing that it's going to call, awaiting that, and checking if the pattern matching gives you an error, and if it does do that. Yeah. And then they're just so that then they're using this shit, which allows them to just use an async fn main, which we didn't see possible.
Oh yeah.
And they don't explain.
Is that the only thing Tokyo's for? I wonder.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe Tokyo just gives you async mains to run instead of mains. Let's just assume that. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Like, that's pretty understandable aside from this stupid thing. But writing async code is just you write async. Yeah, and like getting an executor. Like if you want to do something simple, just use the features executor block, and then just run it in that.
Or Tokyo main.
Or Tokyo main.
It looks like Tokyo main like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it seems to work just like JavaScript. That's pretty cool.
I will start this, and this is a good place to end. I gotta go. So, Russ, GG. Subscribe.
Russ pants.
No,
don't subscribe.
Go away.
Facebook, YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yes.
And then use Facebook at least 4 hours a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it now.
Send money to Mark Zuckerberg.
It's the plan.